Peace and love, everybody. This is Master Ty from Master Ty's Combat Calisthenics. Today we're going into the secret origins of the martial arts. That's right, y'all. I gotta tell y'all them secrets, y'all, because there's been a lot going on, and we're gonna make sure we get some facts. Let's go, y'all. So let's start with the first. From the style of Tai Chi to all even the spiritual sciences, we see that there's been a lot of missing information and education, and I believe you should give honor where honor is due. So guys, we got to get into this. We got to talk about from the different styles. We have to talk about the origins of martial arts. Okay, we see a connection in the physical as well as in the spiritual knowledge, that there's been some lies being told or some things that's been hidden. So we got to talk about it. Check out Jet Li real quick. Peace and love, everybody. This is Master Ty from Master Ty's Combat Calisthenics. Listen, today I want to share with you, for all my truth seekers, I want to share with you some truth. I want to shed that light, guys. All right, because you know a lot of us respect truth. So let me tell you a quick story before I share this with you. Let's just say one particular day when I was in college, I happened to be talking to my African dance teacher, okay? And when I was talking to her and when she was sharing certain information with me, I was learning that, wow, there was so much that I didn't know about African culture, that I didn't know about my own culture, and then also studying about the Chinese culture, which is also connected. We're going to talk about that I knew more about Chinese culture than I knew about my own. So once again, I was studying martial arts. I was obsessed with learning to defend myself, and also was learning about the spiritual sciences. And like I said, it was so much that I learned. But let's go right now to it so you can see some of those learning lessons, truth lessons. Remember, facts versus fiction is the big difference, okay, guys? So let's go into the truth.
One of China's leading geneticists. Recently, he led a project that set out to prove that the Chinese evolved independently from everyone else. Homo erectus. I'm meeting Professor Jin Li, one of China's leading geneticists. Recently, he led a project that set out to prove that the Chinese evolved independently from everyone else, from Homo erectus, here in China.
Before the project started, I was hoping that I could identify or could be able to find evidence that support independent origin of Chinese in China, because I'm a Chinese and came from China, and through the education process, I always believed that there's something special about Chinese.
He singled out a male genetic marker which only appeared about 80,000 years ago in Africa. So any man who carries that marker must have recent African ancestors and can't be descended from the more ancient Asian Homo erectus. Jin took DNA from over 160 ethnic groups around East Asia. Over 12,000 samples. And so, what did you find?
We did not see even one single individual that could be considered as the descendant of the Homo erectus in China. Rather, everybody was a descendant of our ancestors from Africa.
The result.
So guys, from the physical knowledge to the spiritual knowledge, guys, we know that the original man is connected to the secrets to the martial arts. You know, from Muslim to the Christian knowledge and the Holy Bible, if you believe in the first man and there was a first woman, then you just got to give respect. You got to give honor where honor is due. That's what it comes down to. All right, so that we can live in this world in peace and love. So let's continue to learn, and this is how we stay connected.
Masters, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome TV TV favorite, Kadeem Hardison.
Thank you. You know, when most people think of the martial arts, Asian places come to mind. Japan, Korea, South Pacific. So it may surprise you to learn that the earliest records of martial arts are, in fact, from Africa. Yes, Africa. Hieroglyphics in Egypt reveal a history rich in early systems of combat. The discipline stresses the delicate balance between man, nature, and the universe. From its ancient beginnings through the practice today, the contribution of the African martial arts has been profound indeed.
Shrouded in mystery for centuries, the disciplines of Africa present to the world some of the earliest forms of martial arts. They encompass not just fighting and self-defense, but art, music, and dance. Kalindi E is one of the foremost masters involved in the Talmerian system of African martial arts. This discipline utilizes the movements of 7 sacred animals, and through this imitation, the artist seeks to awaken the attributes of the animals within himself.
This is one of the oldest form of martial arts from India. So even in seeing this, guys, we got to remember, even before we get into the Asian martial arts, we have to learn also about those arts that came before, or those concepts that came before. Everything is connected. A lot of the breathing systems about the Zen information and meditation and all of that stuff that they have with the prana, which is called chi, is also connected to India, which is also connected to Kemet, which is in Africa. So we got to give honor. And guys, don't forget also that even as we talk about martial arts, we also talking about the dance. And the dance element has been taken out. Certain arts like capoeira still keep it moving, still keep it grooving. But the dance martial art information, a lot of people don't know about the connections, but you still see the brothers in the neighborhoods still expressing this. Even in your hood, you see them still expressing it through the hip hop dance. So let's just take a glance, and you'll still see that they still expressing it. This is one of the oldest forms, guys, of the ancient pictures and depictions of the martial arts right there in Kemet. It's still on the walls. Once again, guys, even as you see the brothers b-boying and breakdancing, they still expressing the knowledge of the martial arts and the secrets of the martial arts.
Tradition and pride. But unfortunately, not all martial artists have always been able to openly practice or display their skills. Centuries ago, when Africans in Angola were enslaved and transported to Brazil, they had to devise a method to disguise their fighting skills. Music was played during training sessions, tricking slaveholders into believing that the rhythmic movements of the slaves was simply acrobatic dancing and joking. In this way, generation after generation of slaves passed along the knowledge of their martial art. Today, thank God, there's no reason to hide the distinctive movement and the sounds of capoeira.
Originating in South America, Brazil's capoeira is thought to have been derived from the ritual dances of African slaves in the 16th century. This unarmed self-defense is set to music, and practitioners use techniques and sensitization skills with an emphasis on personal expression.
Masutasu Oyama. He was born in 1923, died in 1994. He's an acclaimed Kakushin Kai founder. Kakushin Kai, is Japanese for Society of the Ultimate Truth. He was a master of Shotokan and Goju-Ryu. Brother Hannibal, you know about that, don't you? Ain't that your style? Yep. All right, then. So look him up. That's right. So that's what you got your black belt in, right? Goju-Ryu? Yeah. Oh, okay. In 1958, published his first book, What is Karate? All right. Later on, it was revised and it's called This is Karate. But in this one, he states that the oldest records we have concerning unarmed combat is on hieroglyphics from the Egyptian pyramids, located at the Beni Hassan. So he stated the same thing that we just finished going over. And it was in a book back in 1958 from a South Korean Grand Master stating that the oldest form of martial arts came from off the walls of ancient Kemet, or Tamaray. Karate come from, which means what? Open hands. But that is not what it means. Yeah, see, we're going to break this shit down. So right here, in the tradition of the ancient Sumerians or the Kemites, Egyptians, the left foot forward symbolized what? Truthfulness and the intent of the heart. Why? Because the heart is on the left side of the body. And to go forward with righteousness and trample down evil. So that's what the left foot symbolizes. This is the same thing within the military. When you go to the military, they say your left, right, left. Because they're focusing on the left, trampling down evil. So it's the same thing that came from off the walls of Africa, from Egypt, from Tamaray, Kemet, and that you see right here, which that is the format. And he had this picture. This is actually the Grand Master right here, Masu. That's him. That's his illustration, and he shows himself right next to the ancient Egyptian in his book. What is Karate now in 1958, showing the same style. All right, now symbolizes the left side of the brain, which is the logical. It deals with sequence. It deals with formulas, rational, analytical, and objective. Your objective is to do what? Defeat your opponent. So that's why you focus on your left side first in order to switch on the left brain in order to get you in the mode to do what? Self-defense. Arts. This is the historical origin of martial arts and alternative healing. These are the Kung people from out of Angola, South Africa. In South Africa, they're called the Bushmen. But if you notice something, look at the eyelids. This is where the Orientals stem from. It's from the Kung people. Hence the reason why Kung Fu, Qigong. All right, the word Kung means to cultivate energy. All right, cultivate. That's what Qi or Kung means. It's to cultivate, develop. So the Kung people are the developing people, and they're the ones in which that, if you notice here, the Orientals come from. You can look at her features and know that instantly. All right, there's an article called Ancient Black Chinese from East Africa. It's written by Professor Jin Lee. Chinese came from Africa, just like the rest of us. Posted Thursday, March 12th, May 12th, 2005, CNN.
So there goes some of the secret, guys. Listen, do your research if you wasn't aware of these things. And let's talk about it, guys. Leave a comment. Hit me up on the Grand Master Ty 29. That's Ty with a TYE. All right, and let's just being able to keep on learning and also sticking together, guys, as far as getting this knowledge out, because this is what brings us together as a people in love, sharing this knowledge about the truth. And this is what we should all be about, the truth. All right.
In the Oriental, as you can see here, the facial features very similar. This is their origin, is us. Here's a Nubian, who also are the Olmecs. All right, the Nubians are the Olmecs. We are the Nubians. We are the Olmecs. This is our lineage also. All right. You have the Masakin and the Kao Nuba people of present-day Sudan still have a mandate that requires early young men to enter into martial arts training. So martial arts comes from out of Nubia, Sudan as we now refer to it as. This is one of the descendants of the Kong people in Nubia, all right, who are now referred to as the Nubian people, who are the descendants of the Olmecs, who actually is called the Shi people. Xi'an is the province in China where the pyramids are located at in China. The Olmecs are the ones who built it. Their deity was called Shang, as in Shango. So when you go back to China first dynasty, the first dynasty is the Shang dynasty. The third dynasty is the Shang Li dynasty. The word Li means black. So Shang is short for Shango, who is the thunder god, in which that now, when you read the Norse tales within the comic books, that's Thor. But this is your history. So this is why you need to know. This is the origin of the races that I'm telling you about, as well as also martial arts.
So guys, as we start to see more of this information, and remember that the true purpose of martial arts, as we learn the secret origins of martial arts, is not just destruction. It's just not to destroy. I'm not condemning anybody for not knowing or criticizing, but it's very important that we know. And the ancients used to say, know thyself, and also to know ourselves and who we are. The true purpose of martial arts is to become a better person. And that's very important, and we should all remember that, you know, as we stay connected to the Creator who made us. And even, guys, even as we study this, we still see a lot of the cultures, a lot of the brothers still practicing the art forms in Nubia, still practicing the boxing styles, and are still doing the dances, you know what I'm saying, that they used to do. We even start to see in the spiritual knowledge a lot of the brothers, even before the new, I would just say the new Jews, there was a lot of brothers, the original Jews, who had the sacred knowledge of the scriptures. Very important to know. So